Hello, it's Mark from Worth It Repairs by Mark, and today our repair is a MacBook Air M2 A2681 top case battery replacement. The shift key is stuck in. This customer of mine went to U-Break-It, iFixit for the repair originally. Not sure if they attempted a cleaning, but I think they did. I gave them a better deal to get my hands on this repair to make you guys a detailed guide. So first off, let's take out our new part and give it an inspection so we can determine what parts we're going to need to move over. This repair is for experts only, especially in this repair community. I highly recommend you bring it into your local expert or send it to me. Email me, mark@icarefargo.com, and we can get that all set up. All right, so we got the new part here. I got it from mobilecentrics.com. I'll put a link in the description for the part. There's some other vendors I have as well, if they're out of stock. And I'm not sure if there's like gonna be some battery serialization or anything like that. But I was down to try it. It worked in the end. I didn't have any sort of message pop up like iPhones do. But there is one part that the computer came with. It came with the power button, so we're gonna have to remove that out of the top case and make sure we move that so that they don't lose Touch ID. It came with all the ports as well, which was nice, and the trackpad. So we don't take those out in this video, so if you're looking for a video for that, you'll have to look it up somewhere else. But here it is. It looks beautiful, gray B+. All right, well, we're gonna jump in the repair and make it worth it and grab out our screwdrivers and all our tools. Please like and subscribe. My videos have been growing so much. It is absolutely amazing. And leave me a comment below with any feedback. Thank you. Take off the bottom case, so we'll grab our 4PL screwdriver, unscrew all the screws from the bottom. Perfect, got the screws removed. Grab a metal pry tool like this Jimmy tool, and you'll want to start on the hinge side. So right on the hinge, go straight down into the case, get underneath it, and then you'll feel some snagging. Find the snag, and then give it a tool, a little twist, pop. And then you work your way around the edges, and then there'll be two on the bottom and two on the sides. So we'll work our way around, see if we can get it to go here. Here it is. Pop. All right, got that one done. Let's get the other one pop. And then it slides out like the MacBook Pros. It's not like the old Air on the M1 chip, so it's not as easy to take off. And then you'll just slide it off just like this, and you'll pull it downwards. So you slide off each hinge, and there's little things that it's stuck on underneath. You can't pull it straight off or you're gonna break something. All right. Look at how beautiful that thing is. No fan. Kind of strange. Grab our T3 screwdriver and we're going to get the connection for the battery. The most important thing to unplug first. Alright, let's get it off the metal bracket and I'll show you how to take it off. So you take off the two T3 screws and then you'll grab a plastic spudger and then you'll slide it downwards. And you kind of just have to get it on the edge. Just like that. See how I'm pushing it on the very top and it slides over? It hooks on the edges. So then you got that off, and then we'll get the connection off in just a moment here. Perfect, grab your plastic spudger, the flat end, just pry it off just like that. And then we got the battery. Now everything should be good, so we don't blow a circuit and ruin the board or something silly. Alright, we'll grab our T3 screwdriver. We'll just start unscrewing all the brackets here. And then we'll start disconnecting things and just getting all into the repair and what things that you have to take off and the technique and the patience that it takes to do this repair. There is so much to it that you could break, and I didn't break anything, and everything was fully functional at the end of the day, which is awesome. I wanted to make sure I pointed out that there's a sticker there that you got to remove. Get the T3 screws off of here, and it's really nice. You don't have to take off the whole bracket for the screen. There's only just a couple screws you'll need. So we'll disconnect the screen here at the flat end of the Spudger, and then we'll grab out our T3 screwdriver and remove those two on the bottom black screws, and then it will just lift off here. There you go. And the T3 screws on the hinges, and these things are definitely finicky and very hard to get off, but I kind of have a technique of doing it. So you grab out bended tweezers, and then you grab a Spudger. You lift it with the Spudger on the edge, and then you stick the tweezers in the hole and try to get a kind of a lip on it. Then you can just pull it straight down, and then it has some adhesive on it, so it makes it harder. Once you got it out enough that you can get a grip, you flip it out just like that. Now we'll go to the other side and get that one out. So stick in the tweezers in the hole. And this is something people commented in my other video where I did the screen and said that they had a real hard time with this. So it might take you a while. Be very patient with it. There you are. Just watch how I do it and you'll get it off smooth as butter. Let's just start disconnecting some stuff here. We might as well, because we got to do that anyways. So we got our T5 screwdriver. We'll start unscrewing the Wi-Fi antenna / speakers, and there is 6 screws in total that you'll have to remove. And there's going to be 2 on the edges. They're like black, kind of silver, or yeah, black, and then the other ones are silver that hold them down in the middle. All right, we'll grab our plastic Spudger, and this thing just flips out just like this. Boom, got it off. Now let's get the other one. And then I use the pointy end. Just flip it out. Flip it out. Come on. Flip it out. There we go. All right, so there's going to be a bracket underneath here. Grab our T3 screwdriver, and we'll just technically just unscrew all the T3 screwdriver screws, all the brackets off the logic board, and then we'll move on to a T5 screwdriver for the board, and also there's some T3 screws as well. So we'll just jump into the repair. I'm going to speed it up a little bit for you guys. It's a very long video. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your repairs. And if you have any questions, just ask me. I will reply. I'm very transparent about where I get my parts and everything. I like to only charge about $100 labor to the part, so if you were to send it to me, you could look up the part and it would just be $100 additional other than shipping. Alright, so this part I use the flat end of my Spudger to push it off this connector here. This part is connected to the screen, so you're going to have to take it off. It did come with the auxiliary port and the new one, so I won't have to take that out. But I have the videos sped up here. Really, be very gentle with this. I honestly don't know what this part does. If you know, please leave it in the comment below. I would like to know. T3 screwdriver again, and we will unscrew the brackets over here on the USB ports and also the charge port, and then you'll grab your flat end of the Spudger and disconnect them. Do it now, then you don't have to do it later. There's a couple T3 screwdrivers right in the middle, or screws, sorry, right in the middle here that you want to remove, all 4 of them. and keep them organized. You don't want to put them in the wrong spot later. And there's T3s on the edges. There's 2 on the left side. Then the T5 screwdriver. We'll start unscrewing the other screws. On the left side, that is the heat sink, just so you know. So if you try to pull on it too much, you could bend it up, and it might not look good or go back in right. Perfect. We got all the T5 screws removed. Now we can remove this connection. Boom. With a plastic spudger, pull it out just like that. There's a little daughter board underneath. It looks like that's where the power button is connected, the keyboard, and the auxiliary port. All right. Well, we'll worry about that later, and we'll just get the screen taken off. So we'll grab out our T8 screwdriver and unscrew the hinges. And what you want to do is unscrew the 2 on each side, and then the middle one, just loosen it a little bit so that's not so hard to take off. And then you guys get to see what I look like behind this video while I take off the screen in a detailed view. Alright, you'll open up the screen to get off, but before we do that, I want to show you how your screw tray should look. Just like that, nice and organized. MacBook is open on its side, perfect. Grab that T8 screwdriver and unscrew the final screw on the hinges, and we'll grab both of them, and then we will take off the screen. Perfect. Now we can just push off the screen just like that. Grab the top case and the screen, and you push it out, and boom, we got it off. Woohoo! Worth it. Alright, we'll grab our T5 screwdriver and unscrew the black screw holding down the daughter board that's connected to your fingerprint reader or power button. It has a T3 screwdriver as well on it. And then we will move forward on getting all the connections disconnected, such as the keyboard and I believe the auxiliary port and also the Touch ID. And then there, I think, is maybe a microphone connected to as well. But all right, so we'll take our flat end of our plastic spudger here and then lift up the little lever here, and you can pull on the tape here, but you can also use your spudger to lift it up a little bit so then you can get the thing loose. I kind of wiggle. Be very gentle and patient with this thing because you don't want to break anything. I don't know if you replace that daughter board or whatnot, if the Touch ID would still work or not, but knowing Apple, I'm assuming it wouldn't, but if you know the answer to that, please leave a comment below. Gonna get out the microphone connection here with the plastic spudger. Same with the keyboard, how it has a little lever, and then you'll lift it with the spudger as well to get it off. And you'll use your spudger to disconnect everything here, such as the fingerprint reader and the auxiliary port. You can always use a fingernail if it's handy. And we'll grab out our T3 screwdriver, get ready to take off the power button. Alright, so we got the power button off. Now we're going to work underneath the flex cable of it with the flat end of the spudger and be very gentle with this thing. You don't want to break it by accident, and then you'll just work your way nice and gentle, just like this. Wonderful! We got it off, so now it's get the daughter board out, and we'll use the flat end of our spudger and work our way around the edges to try to break the adhesive free, and try not to break anything while we're doing it. I'm so happy that I can provide you guys with a very well detailed guide, and also I have 2 different camera angles, which make it a little more immersive for you. And I also am trying to turn down the music for you. It's a long video to edit, so I need to put music on it just for my sanity. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'm also going to make another video when I have some time of how to refurbish the keyboard, and if you wanted to not do the whole top case, and how to refurbish the keyboard and replace it so then it's a pristine condition. Alright, we got it out. Now let's move on to grabbing our T3 screwdriver and unscrewing the power button that's connected to Touch ID. I also do remove it from the new top case, but I left that out of the video because that just saves you some time of watching. But so I will show you how to take it out and put it in just a moment here. Perfect, we got the power button. We'll lift up the case just like this on its side, and then you'll stick the cable through, and then you'll twist it around, and then it's in correctly. Just like that, and grab the bracket, and then you gotta kind of hold it up at an angle, and this is really hard, a balancing act. You gotta get the screw in, and hold the bracket, and the power button in. You wanna set the screw, and then just I normally screw left for a moment and then right to make sure that it's perfectly flush with the hole. And then I will do the other corner and then do all the corners and then give it a good old click and make sure you feel the click and it moves around a little bit. So then you know for sure you did it right, because you don't want to have to redo this part after you put the laptop all the way back together. It would be a waste of time. Now we'll put this little keyboard, power button daughter board we'll call it. We'll grab some adhesive, just small little squares, and just kind of put it out a little bit everywhere. You don't want to put a lot down because you're going to have to move it around to make sure all the connections connects perfectly. You might have to take it in and out a couple times to just get it in exactly how you want it. What I would recommend is connecting it to the keyboard connection first. I didn't do it that way, and I think that's probably the best way to do it when you're doing it. But sometimes in repairs, you just kind of get the flow of going somewhere with it, and you might skip some of my steps. That's just what it is. But you just don't want to cut corners, because if you do that, like if you didn't put adhesive down like this, it could come loose inside the machine, and that would suck when someone's using it and have your keyboard stop working, or your power button. Anything important, really. So anyways, we will get it in here, make sure all the connections are visible, and I lift it up a couple times here and lay it back down and try to get the keyboard connection aligned and everything aligned, and picking it up and putting it down. That's why you don't want to put a lot of adhesive on it. A note for myself. So I think what you guys should do, that I learned from this repair, is try to connect the keyboard connection, then lay it down and move the connections out of the way so you can lay it down and then connect everything else. But you'll want to make sure that you don't push it all the way down, especially if you have adhesive, because you don't want it to shift around and cause issues. Anyways, so I'm gonna attempt to get this in like 10 times. I feel like I tried it for probably like 10 minutes, like getting this thing connected. It was very frustrating, and I feel like if someone was doing this themselves, they would be like, why did I do this? So this is my job, so I gotta make it work, you know. So I just expect you guys to struggle very hard at that part, putting that part in. Perfect. We'll grab our T5 screwdriver and screw it down, and then we'll screw down the T3 screwdriver with the bracket holding down the power button connection. You don't want to forget these, because if you forget them, it could come loose and disconnect, and that would not be good. Alright, now let's grab our logic board, and we will first connect the connection laying flush to the board, and that's that one right there in the middle. And you want to connect it on, then I kind of pull on the board a little bit to see if it's in there fully, feels like it. And now I forgot these connections to move them out of the way. I sometimes like to tape them down, just like to save time and not have to do that, worry about breaking something, pushing the screwdriver around. All right, let's connect the USB ports and the charge port on, and we'll just connect everything. So with the trackpad, it like folds over it, so it's kind of weird how it goes on, but you put that on, and then the bracket goes over it, and then the cable folds over top of it. So we'll grab our T3 screwdriver. This one seems to come off a little bit, so we're gonna screw it down. And we'll screw down the rest of the board once we know everything is connected. And the one other thing we haven't done yet is putting on the screen. And hopefully when I put the screen on, that I don't have to unscrew everything, and because the board needs to be shifted a little bit just so it can connect right. I really hope that doesn't happen to me, but if you were trying to not have that happen and have to unscrew everything, I would recommend just screwing down a couple screws before you put the screen on, and then test it, and then screw everything down after you tested it. Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep on moving on with the video. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, talk a little less, and you guys can listen to the music and watch this thing happen, and it really just looks like art to me. You know what? You gotta put some adhesive down on that so it doesn't flop around. Put it on its side, lay the hinges on the hinge side, trying to make sure the cables don't show up on the other side of the screen where they could get snagged or bent and break the screen by accident. Grab our T8 screwdriver and screw in the two screws just on the bottom and the top, and then we can shut it, and then we can screw down the rest of them. We'll connect this thing that's connected to the screen. Still don't know what that little thing does. And we'll just get on with the repair. Please like and subscribe. Again, I keep saying it. I don't know how many times do I have to say it in this video to make you push that button. Alright, we'll just give this thing a test here. We'll connect on the Wi-Fi antenna, screw them down, like one screw on each, and then we will move forward with giving it a test before we fully put it back together. Alright, we're going to connect the battery on. It's not fully put back together yet, but we want to test it before we put it all the way back together. You have to plug it in for it to turn on, just so you know, just like the other Macs. Voila! It is done! Alright, so it worked. I tested it. I did not put that in the video. It's just to save some time. Disconnect the battery, and now we can screw it all the way back together. And I'm going to just leave this up to you guys. I'm sure you can do it because I believe in you if you made it this far into the video. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned. My next video is going to be how to refurbish this keyboard and make it into a brand new part. And flip it. Wow, that was a repair. That was worth it.